The implications for performance, health, and the championship race are massive. Stay tuned, because this subtle hint could spark one of the most important decisions of the season. The Dodgers just wrapped up another big night, and while the win itself brought plenty of excitement to Los Angeles, the real buzz came afterward when manager Dave Roberts dropped a very intriguing hint about none other than Shohei Ohtani. Now, whenever Ohtani's name comes up in a Dodgers conversation, it's guaranteed to spark debate and attention. But tonight Roberts might have given us one of the clearest signs yet that things could soon change when it comes to Ohtani's workload and his innings limit. This is major news for Dodgers fans, for baseball as a whole, and really for anyone who has been following the Shohei Ohtani saga since he landed in Los Angeles as the biggest signing in modern baseball history. Stick around to the end of this breakdown because we're going to dive deep into what Roberts said, why it matters, and how it could completely reshape the way the Dodgers use their superstar. And before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated on every piece of breaking Dodgers news. So, let's set the stage. The Dodgers are in the middle of a season where expectations couldn't be higher. They didn't just go out and sign Ohtani, they built one of the most expensive and most star-studded rosters in the history of the game. Everyone knows the pressure is sky high. With guys like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, Tyler Glasnow, and of course Ohtani himself, anything short of a deep playoff run, maybe even a World Series, is considered a failure. That's how much is riding on every single move the Dodgers make. And when it comes to Ohtani, fans have been wondering all year, how are the Dodgers going to manage him, both as a hitter and as a pitcher? Remember, Ohtani came to the Dodgers after undergoing elbow surgery, and the team made it clear that 2025 would be a carefully managed season for him on the mound. Now, fast forward to this post-game moment. After a hard-fought win, Roberts sat down with the media and was asked about how the team plans to handle Ohtani's innings moving forward. His answer wasn't direct. He didn't say, "Yes, we're making a change." But if you were listening closely, the hint was impossible to miss. Roberts said that the team has been re-evaluating how Ohtani's workload looks across the season and suggested that the original plan might be adjusted. He noted that the Dodgers want Ohtani to be at his absolute best late in the season, especially when October rolls around, and that managing him like a normal pitcher just isn't the smartest move. Think about that for a second. Most pitchers have a set schedule. They throw every 5th or 6th day, their innings are tracked, and you might see them get pulled earlier in games to preserve their arms. But Ohtani is not most pitchers. He's a two-way phenomenon, and that means his workload is unlike anything baseball has ever seen. The Dodgers know this, and Roberts' comments suggest that they're preparing to break from the standard mold and create something unique for Ohtani. That's a huge deal. To really appreciate what this means, let's rewind a bit to Ohtani's career. With the Angels, workload management was always a topic of debate. The team wanted to protect him, but at the same time, they relied so heavily on his bat and his arm that it was a nearly impossible balance. Some seasons, that led to injury setbacks, and others, it left fans wondering if the team had wasted his best years. Now with the Dodgers, there's an entirely different approach. Los Angeles has the depth and the financial muscle to actually experiment and innovate with how they use their stars. They don't have to run Ohtani into the ground, and that's exactly what Roberts hinted at tonight. The way he phrased it was telling. Roberts talked about late-season value and making sure that Ohtani is peaking when it matters most. That sounds a lot like a manager who knows October is the real prize and that the regular season, while important, is just a runway to get there. Dodgers fans might not love the idea of Ohtani throwing fewer innings during the summer, but if it means he's sharp, healthy, and dominant in the postseason, then it's a trade-off that could pay off in a massive way. Imagine a fully healthy Shohei Ohtani stepping on the mound in a National League Division Series or Championship Series, unleashing his best stuff while still being one of the most feared hitters in the lineup. That's the vision Roberts and the front office seem to have, and it's why they're not afraid to rethink tradition. Now, let's talk about what changing the innings limit could actually look like in practice. One possibility is that the Dodgers move to a six-man rotation whenever Ohtani pitches. That would space out his starts, give him extra rest, and allow him to recover more fully between outings. It would also mean fewer innings overall during the regular season, which is exactly what Roberts was hinting at. Another possibility is that Ohtani is used more situationally on the mound, maybe fewer long outings where he throws 100 pitches and more games where he goes 5 solid innings before handing it off to the bullpen. That would preserve his arm and still keep him sharp without running the risk of overworking him. The third option, and maybe the most interesting, is that the Dodgers take a page out of playoff baseball and begin preparing Ohtani for that environment months in advance. That could mean carefully selecting which lineups he faces as a pitcher, using him in marquee matchups, and treating the regular season as almost a rehearsal for October. That way, Ohtani is conditioned for high pressure, high-stakes moments instead of just grinding through a traditional 162-game schedule. Roberts didn't spell out which path the Dodgers will choose, but the fact that he's openly talking about adjusting Ohtani's innings is the biggest signal yet that the team knows they have to do something out of the ordinary. This isn't just about protecting Ohtani, it's about maximizing his impact. And it's not just fans who will be watching this closely. You can bet that every other front office in Major League Baseball is paying attention, too. Ohtani is such a rare player that how the Dodgers handle him could become a blueprint for how teams approach the next wave of two-way stars, if there even are any. Think about it. If Los Angeles can successfully keep Ohtani healthy and dominant through October while also getting elite production from his bat, that changes the entire conversation about what's possible for a player of his caliber. Convincing a superstar to embrace rest is never easy, but if there's anyone who can see the bigger picture, it's Ohtani. He came to the Dodgers to win, not just to put up regular season stats. And tonight's hint from Dave Roberts makes it clear, the Dodgers are preparing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. For fans, it's going to mean some adjustment in expectations, but the payoff could be history-making. That's the latest update from Los Angeles, where even after a win, the biggest story isn't always the scoreboard but the subtle clues about how this superteam plans to make its run. If Roberts follows through on this innings adjustment, Shohei Ohtani's season might look different than anyone expected, but it might also be the exact formula for a championship. So what do you think, Dodgers fans? Would you be okay with Ohtani pitching less during the season if it means he's an ace in October? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this is one of the biggest strategy shifts we've seen hinted at all year. And once again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss the latest Dodgers news, rumors, and updates. This season is shaping up to be something special, and you'll want to be here for every twist and turn.